Good morning, world. Communication is an important piece of relationships, but of course we know that there are some good communicators and not so great communicators. And that is why today we're talking about 5 tips for dealing with poor communicators or not so great communicators. First is to discuss the issue with the person, because a lot of times we may identify something as being an issue in a relationship, but only we notice it. For instance, you see it, but your partner doesn't see it. So unless you discuss it with them, they may not even realize that there is this issue that you believe that you have identified in the relationship. So discuss it with them, let them know what you notice, and of course, how you feel about it. 2, identify their more receptive times, because people tend to have those times where it's a little bit easier to talk to them. Times when they may be a little bit more receptive, more willing to listen to something that you have to say. So identify those times, and of course, identify the not so great times, the bad times, so that you can do everything in your power to avoid going to them with any issue during the bad times. 3, have a signal that indicates that you need to talk, and you will, of course, you will share this signal. Make sure that they know the signal when you discuss your communication issues, as well as your communication or your plan for improving communication in your relationship. So you'll discuss this with them so that they will know when you send a signal. Could be something as simple as saying, "Hey, honey, I need to talk," or "Can we talk?" Or more like, "Can we talk?" Because when you say, "Can we talk?" when you ask the person, "Can we talk?" or "When is a good time for us to talk?" this gives them a bit more involvement. It makes them feel that you're not just telling them, "Hey, we're having a conversation." It makes them feel like they had a part in choosing to have this conversation. It makes them feel like they have a say. So have a signal that lets them know that yes, you need to talk, and of course gives them the opportunity to decide or opt in on that conversation. 4, know what you want to convey. When you go to speak with a person who's a poor communicator, it's important to know the message that you want to deliver, the point that you want to make, because people who are not great communicators, they have a bit of difficulty having a long conversation and not being able to, and not knowing what the conversation is about. So understand what it is that you want to convey and get to that point as quickly as you can into the conversation. I know I'm one to talk, right? But make sure that you know what you're saying and go and get to it as quickly as possible before you lose their interest, or before they start thinking that this was a bad idea or trying to find a way out of that conversation. 5, when you're having conversations, when you're communicating, have conversations. It's not a scolding. It's not a parent to child. It's not an accusation. It's not a fight. It's a conversation. Have calm, collected conversations, but be clear and direct. And of course, make sure you keep your cool regardless of what is going on. Make sure, if you are communicating, make sure you are keeping your cool, because if you start losing your cool, then just as quickly as you lose your cool, you lose the other person, and then nothing gets accomplished. So make sure you're keeping your cool. Quick recap. 1, discuss the issue with them. Make sure that they know that there's an issue, and of course you're going to create a plan on how you're going to fix it. To identify their more receptive times so that you can reach out to them during those times, and of course avoid the bad times. 3, have a signal that indicates that you want to talk. Something as simple as, "Hey, can we talk?" 4, know what it is that you want to convey when you go into a conversation, because you don't know how long you have their attention for. So you want to be able to, as quickly as possible, make your point. And finally, have conversations. It's not a scolding. It's not an accusation. It's not a fight. It's a conversation but a conversation that is clear, direct, and of course where you are keeping your cool. And as always, if you are dealing with something that is more than you can handle, there's a lot of help out there. So please do reach out and get that help. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.